What drives a person to attempt an assassination? This question hangs in the air as we delve into a recent incident that still has the world reeling. Just a day ago, a 58-year-old man named Ryan Wesley Routh attempted a shocking act, an assassination of former President Donald Trump. This disturbing event took place at a golf course in Florida, a sunny setting turned ominous by the unfolding incident. Trump, however, remained unharmed, a testament to the swift intervention of security personnel. The current president, Joe Biden, wasted no time expressing his concern about the rising tide of political violence. This incident, he emphasized, is a stark reminder of the volatile political climate we currently navigate. As for Routh, he did not stick around to face the consequences of his actions. He fled the scene, disappearing into the chaos his actions had caused. But as in most cases, justice was not far behind. Routh was soon apprehended and an AK-47 style assault rifle was recovered, a chilling artifact of the unexpected incident. Who exactly is Ryan Wesley Routh? This question has undoubtedly been on many minds since the recent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Routh, a 58-year-old man, has emerged from obscurity into the international spotlight due to his actions. However, his background paints a picture of a man driven by delusional ideas and an unusual commitment to a cause. Routh's story is one of a man who firmly believed in supporting Ukraine's war effort. He was not a mere armchair supporter expressing his views from the comfort of his home. Instead, he took it upon himself to actively contribute to the cause. His actions were not limited to mere words or online activity. He made attempts to offer recruits to Ukraine's military, going as far as contacting the military multiple times. His son confirmed his father's commitment to supporting Ukraine. He spoke about his father's deep-seated belief in Ukraine's fight for freedom and sovereignty. Routh's commitment to Ukraine's cause was not a recent development. He had been vocal about his support for a while, expressing his sentiments and ideas openly. His acquaintances described him as an idealistic individual, someone who held strong beliefs and was not afraid to stand by them. His ideas, while not aligned with common thought, were undeniably a part of his identity. Routh's belief in his cause was so strong that he even authored a self-published book criticizing Trump and his policies. His journey even took him to Ukraine in 2022, where he expressed strong anti-Putin sentiments. However, despite his efforts and his unwavering belief in his cause, Routh was not taken seriously by Ukraine's military. His attempts to offer recruits were dismissed, and he was never part of the military unit. His ideas, while passionately held, were considered delusional by those in the know. This is the background of Ryan Wesley Routh, a man who attempted to change the course of history through his actions. His story is a stark reminder of how strongly held beliefs can lead to extreme actions. Despite his efforts, Routh was not taken seriously by Ukraine's military. His story continues to unfold, leaving the world to watch and wonder what comes next. What led Routh to this drastic action is a question many of us are grappling with. As we delve deeper into his motivations and actions, we start to see a tapestry of political passion, delusions, and anti-Putin sentiments that may have fueled his drastic decision. Ryan Wesley Routh, a 58-year-old man, was more than just a name in the news. His life was colored by a deep-seated belief in supporting Ukraine's war effort. This enthusiasm wasn't merely an armchair supporter's zeal. It was a conviction so potent that it led him to reach out to Ukraine's military, offering to recruit volunteers for a foreign legion to defend Taiwan against China. His anti-Putin sentiments were not a hidden facet of his personality. Rather, they were a prominent part of his identity. This was a man who, in 2022, visited Ukraine, expressing his strong disapproval of Putin and his regime. His perspectives were not confined to hushed whispers in private spaces. He wore his political inclinations on his sleeve, displaying them for the world to see. In the realm of literature, Routh took a step further to voice his opinions. He penned a self-published book where he criticized former President Donald Trump. It was a clear manifestation of his political stance, a public declaration of his dissent. His words, etched on the pages of his book, were a testament to his beliefs, and perhaps a precursor to his subsequent actions. However, it's essential to clarify that Routh's attempts at becoming a soldier in his imagined war were not successful. His fervor, though intense, was met with dismissal. He reached out, attempted to join Ukraine's Foreign Legion multiple times, but regardless of his efforts, he was never part of the military unit. His battlefield remained within the confines of his mind, his war, a delusion fueled by his fervor. Though Routh attempted to join Ukraine's Foreign Legion multiple times, he was never part of the military unit. The reality of his situation paints a picture of a man at odds with his perceptions, caught in a web of his own making, culminating in an act that shook the world. How have world leaders responded to this shocking event? Well, the reaction has been swift and united in condemning the act. The world watched in disbelief as news of the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump unfolded. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was among the first to comment. He expressed relief at the safe escape of Trump from this horrifying incident, emphasizing the importance of political leaders' safety. Zelensky, whose country was ironically the focus of the suspect's misguided support, strongly condemned any form of political violence. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese echoed these sentiments, emphasizing the importance of peaceful democratic processes. He said, "This shocking incident is a stark reminder that we must always strive for peace and dialogue in our political discourse. Violence has no place in a healthy democracy." Across the Atlantic, President Joe Biden expressed deep concern about the incident. He underscored the gravity of political violence, saying, "This is not just an attack on an individual, but an attack on our democratic values." Biden's words remind us that regardless of political leanings, an act of violence against any political figure is an affront to the democratic principles that the United States and indeed the world hold dear. This incident has also sparked reactions from other global figures. Controversially, tech mogul Elon Musk offered his take on the situation, stirring up further discussion and debate. As world leaders have been unanimous in their condemnation of the event, the response from Trump's campaign has been equally strong. The former president's campaign managers have not held back their words, branding the suspect Ryan Wesley Routh as an evil monster. What are the potential legal consequences for Routh? As we delve into the aftermath of this shocking incident, one question that inevitably surfaces is about the legal repercussions that await Routh. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has taken the reins of the investigation into the apparent assassination attempt. This, in and of itself, is a testament to the severity of the offense. A federal investigation suggests the potential for federal charges, which typically carry weightier sentences than state-level offenses. However, the story doesn't end there. In addition to the FBI's probe, there's also the possibility of Routh facing local charges in Florida. The Sunshine State has its own set of stringent laws when it comes to violent crimes and weapons offenses. Given the nature of the incident, including the use of an assault-style rifle, Routh could very well find himself in the crosshairs of Florida's legal system. The legal consequences for Routh could be grave, but the ripple effects of his actions are far-reaching and could potentially impact the political landscape. Former President Trump's campaign schedule may be affected by the incident. The safety concerns that have been brought to light could necessitate changes in the way campaign events are conducted, potentially affecting the reach and effect of Trump's campaign. In the midst of this, it's important to note that this incident has sparked a wave of reactions, not all of which have been unanimous. There have been controversial comments made regarding the incident, some of which have drawn attention away from the gravity of the act itself. However, amidst this cacophony, world leaders and those with a platform continue to emphasize the importance of peaceful democratic processes. While controversial comments have been made regarding the incident, the importance of peaceful democratic processes remains emphasized. To sum up the key points of this incident, we have the unexpected attempt on the life of former President Donald Trump, carried out by a 58-year-old man named Ryan Wesley Routh. Routh, described as a man with delusional ideas about supporting Ukraine's war effort, had even tried to recruit volunteers for a foreign legion to defend Taiwan against China. His actions, however, were not rooted in an affiliation with any military unit, but rather in his personal convictions, which he had expressed in a self-published book and through strong anti-Putin sentiments during his visit to Ukraine in 2022. The global response to the incident was swift, with world leaders condemning the assassination attempt and emphasizing the importance of peaceful democratic processes. Legal consequences await Routh, with the FBI leading the investigation and potential local charges in Florida. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of political violence and the importance of peaceful democratic processes.